Man, talk about another rough day for stocks. And I'm not looking at this freaking out or panicking. I'm actually looking at it as an opportunity, right? And in this video, we have 5 stocks to go over that I'm looking to buy literally right now as stocks are selling off across the board, as metals are down, oil is spiking, things are escalating in the Middle East. And again, I'm looking at it as an opportunity. So guys, feel free to hit the like button, consider subscribing, join the Patreon if you guys want to keep up with my portfolio updates, be a part of my private Discord. All of that is linked down below, also pinned in the comments, or simply go to 𝗘𝗫𝗧𝗥𝗔/Patreon. And now, cheers. I appreciate you all for tuning in. Let's dive into it and break down what stocks I'm watching right now. And by the way, the market is tanking right now, guys. The Dow's down 0.75%. Qs are down roughly the same. SPY's down about 0.5%. And the Russell isn't that bad. The small cap index is down about 0.25%. But the fact that things are escalating in the Middle East, right? We had Brent crude hit 119 a barrel, pretty much testing the highs from about 2 weeks ago. That leads me to believe things could get uglier from here, and this is why I'm watching these 5 stocks and I'm actively looking to buy them during this madness, because things are ugly, but I think they're going to get even worse in the short term, and we'll get even better opportunities here. So let's just dive into it with the first stock that I'm looking at. And I've been trading this all year, in and out. I've made so much money on this stock. It is Coherent, ticker COHR, and the stock is ripping again today, 6% in the midst of this madness where, again, stocks are down across the board, oil's going up. Coherent just keeps on ripping, and a lot of this is probably forced buying because it was included in the S&P 500. It just was, and that's after we got news about their deal with Nvidia, right? They had great earnings a couple weeks ago, so Coherent's been on a rampage, Great earnings, great news from Nvidia. People are finally realizing photonics are a big part of the future here, and the fact that they got added to the S&P 500 index, that is bringing in a lot of forced buying, meaning all these all these ETFs that track the index, they're adding Coherent now. They have to, because it got added to the index. So what we're noticing is Coherent is now starting to break through 265 to 270, which is this big resistance that I've been looking at. I've been talking about it, especially in my Discord on Patreon, right? We talked about how if this really breaks through 260, 265, 270, which now it is, there's a wide open gap to $300, 305, which I've been on record saying that I think Coherent's going to go back to $300, and that is when the stock was at 240, right? 230. After this big drawdown we got after it hit 300 the first time, right? It hit 305, saw the drawdown to about 220, and now we're well on our ways back to 300, it looks like 305. So Coherent is, it looks great on the charts. Again, all these positive catalysts right now piling up for the company, which is obviously pushing up the stock. I think it could bring it up even further. And could you imagine if we had a solid green day, a recovery day in the stock market? The Qs, the S&P, the Dow, the Russell. Coherent would probably hit 300 on a day like that, considering it's up 6% on a day like this where stocks are getting hit across the board. So Coherent is number one. The first stock that I'm looking to get into again here as we're seeing overall volatility in the market selling off. I think the setup here is beautiful. Another one is Micron, ticker MU, which is currently down about 3-4% after the company reported earnings yesterday. And honestly, I'm not surprised that we're selling off here, considering, the stock kind of front ran the entire move. I mean, look at this, guys. Into earnings, Micron went from $350 just 10 days ago. 10 days ago, right? From $350 to $480 into earnings. So for this to have gone up even more, earnings would have had to have been so amazing for it to go to 500, right after earnings. And it just didn't happen, right? It was up 35%, way too hot into the print. And now we're getting a healthy pullback, which I think is opening up an opportunity in the short term here, And I got to be honest, I'm not rushing to buy Micron here at 450, 440 yet, but I'm keeping an eye on it. If this thing falls down to the 400, 410 level, if we get uglier tomorrow in the stock market, maybe come Monday, that's where I'm going to strike on this one for a re-entry. I've traded it like Coherent many times this year. Now I'm looking to get that optimal price, which, here at 440, yeah, we could see a spike back to 470, but I'd much rather get it at 400, 410, 405, and that's what I'm waiting for. Even 420, I'd consider it here on MU. So let me show you now their numbers. They ended up reporting, let's see if I can even get to them here, guys. They raised their quarterly dividend. That's one thing I can see here. Let me just show you here so you can see it even better. Look, EPS on an adjusted basis came in at $12.20, which beat the $9.31 expected on revenue of almost $24 billion. Look, $23.86 billion versus $20.07 billion expected. So massive double beat out of Micron. And look at this. For the current period, the company expects about $33.5 billion in revenue, up from $9.3 billion a year ago. Talk about that super cycle, guys. Holy smokes, implying growth of over 200%. And adjusted earnings per share will be about $19.15, which analysts polled by LSEG had expected $12.05 in adjusted EPS on $24.3 billion in revenue. So think about that, guys. Massive double beat, and their guidance was insane. $10 billion revenue guidance, $10 billion above the estimate. Think about that. They're guiding for $33.5 billion, Micron is, and analysts have them doing 24.3, and that massive guidance beat couldn't even bring the stock higher after earnings. So that leads me to believe it needs to cool off even further. We're getting the drop now, but I'm being even more patient to get that 400 entry, 410 entry. I think we'll get it. And before we dive into the third stock, let's hear a quick word from our sponsor, Investing.com, their pro service, which I've been using for my trading, for my investing, and today's the last day, literally, to get on this deal. So listen to this. So you guys know me. I'm an active trader. I'm always cleaning up my watch list, looking for the next fresh setup worth tracking. And I've been using Investing.com's pro service, InvestingPRO, to do exactly that. Using InvestingPRO's global screener, you can filter for stocks with strong health score, solid earnings growth, and discounted valuation. And guys, this allows me to make more concise trading decisions, and time is money when it comes to trading. And as you guys can see, you can look through the market view, fair value from InvestingPRO standpoint, right? The analyst target, and diving deeper into the health, you can see again the overall health label, the cash flow health label, growth health label, profit health label. And I love the strategies tab at the top, which shows you different stocks based on different criteria. Here we have strong upside, stocks on the rise, stocks that fit the Ben Graham formula, right? If we click that, we can come down here and sift through all these names. And what's exciting, guys, is they have their own built-in AI called Warren AI. So I asked it which sector currently has the highest number of undervalued but financially strong stocks. And boom, there you go. Biotech and healthcare dominate the value strong list, and we can see the evidence, the different names here, the companies, the fair value upside, financial health, the PE ratio, and the Warren AI take. This is very useful stuff. And you want to know something awesome? You can try this now for yourself. InvestingPRO is doing a flash sale, limited time, 55% off, and with my coupon code StocksTalkStocks, you get an additional 15% off. So guys, check out the link in my bio. Let's continue on here. So I'm so close to adding more Tesla stock here, guys. We're currently trading at $382 a share, down about 2.5–3% on the day. And the reason why I'm not is because I think this could be going even lower in the very short term, but not that much lower. Let me show you this on the charts here on Tesla. First of all, we have a descending triangle. We've had this for quite some time, which is why I've waited to add more, right? I'm in the stock in the low 400s right now, but I've been really patient to add more because of this descending triangle. I think ultimately this in the short term will play out. I think we take out 380 in the very short term and go to $350. And you might be like, Stas, what the heck? Why? Well, notice this. On the 1-year chart, if I pull it up, you guys can see this is a wide open gap on Tesla down to 350. You guys see it right here. And 350 was once resistance for months, right? All throughout the beginning, middle of May of last year, all throughout pretty much September. So for 4 months straight, we had this ascending triangle. Then we saw it obviously play out. Tesla ripped all the way to 500 from there. So for me, I'm like, okay, technically speaking, I think 350 is in the cards based on that gap we're seeing and the fact that, again, Middle East tensions are escalating. It doesn't seem like we're going to end anytime soon. It seems like we have a couple more weeks of this at least. My bet here is that during this weakness where the VIX is up, uncertainty's up, I think Tesla does fill this gap down to 350, maybe 355, 360, whatever, right? And that's where I'm looking to go even heavier, right? I haven't added Tesla here in like 2-3 months. I can't even remember the last time because, again, I've been patient, watching the chart play out, and that's where I'm looking to strike, you know? So for me, Tesla, this entire year, I think it's going to be a nice rebound play. Once we get out of this whole Iran conflict, I think stocks are going to do well, especially these beaten down tech stocks. And I think, you know, SpaceX is going public. We have XAI. They merged. You know, Elon's going to be all over the news, as he always is, right? But with us getting closer to that IPO, with the hype around robotics, robo-taxi, I just don't see a world where Tesla, you know, in the next 6, 9, 12 months is a lot lower than where it is today. I just don't see it. I think, you know, we get down to 350, but it just doesn't get much lower than that with everything going on around Elon, SpaceX, going public, robo-taxi, you know, robotics. The stock's already down about 25% from all-time highs. I just don't see it getting down 40, 50%. You know, the worst I see it getting is, you know, a nice clean 30% drop. I see it. And then I'm just going to be buying like a madman. Again, I'm tempted to buy more here, right? And I'm also tempted to add more Nvidia, which is trading at $178 right now. And to me, I've said this 100 times on the channel, guys, Nvidia is a coiled spring. It's a coiled spring. You know, this stock is still up 50% over the last year, but it's flat over the last 7-8 months. So people, you know, they have short-term recency bias. They're like, oh, you know, it's been flat for a while, but they tend to forget how much it's up over the last 1, 2, 3 years, and they don't realize just how much demand there is for Nvidia and how much more demand there's going to be through 2030. People are underestimating it, and it's right in front of our eyes. We saw the guidance. We saw the numbers. We're seeing Jensen at the GTC conference saying $1 trillion of, you know, AI chip demand. To me, it's inevitable that we're going to 200, 225, 250. So it's like, I'm super close to adding more, right at 178 here. Part of me is like, wait till it gets down to 170. It might slip down there. Like I said with Micron, it could slip a little further. But man, even here, I think Nvidia is a screaming deal. So I'm looking to add some more to that. And I'm also looking to open a position in Carnival Corporation, Carnival Cruise Line, CCL, which I'm being a bit more cautious with this one, considering, again, oil's going through the roof. We don't know how much longer that's going to last, but I think once we get oil, once we get that huge drop in oil, and I mean a big drop, not just to 90, 95 a barrel on Brent or on crude, I think, or on WTI, I think we need, or once we see this big drop to like 60 a barrel again, 70, CCL is going to rip, even if the fundamentals get impacted in the following earnings report, not this one that they're about to report, but after that, even if, yeah, their numbers might hurt down, in that quarter, but in the short term, I think we still get a run in the stock with a big drop in the price of oil. I think we do get that, even before we see how much damage, the increase in the price of oil actually, how much damage it did to the business, if that makes any sense. I think we still get the pop before that. So CCL, I think, is just way too beaten up. Gonna wait and see how earnings play out potentially before getting in, how the guidance is from, or what the sentiment is for management. And earnings are coming up here on the 27th, so 1 week from tomorrow. So we're going to monitor this one closely, CCL. So, yeah, what do you guys think? What a day. What a day. Opportunities are everywhere. What a time to be alive in the stock market, right, guys? So what are your thoughts? Let me know down below. Hit the like button, consider subscribing, and check out InvestingPRO from investing.com. Again, today's literally the last day to get on this deal. You get 55% off. And when you use my link down below and put Stas Talk Stocks as your coupon code, you get another 15% off. So guys, it's a no-brainer, and I use InvestingPRO every day for my trading, for my investing, right, for my decision making. It's linked down below. Get on that deal. With that being said, cheers. I'll see you guys later.